really foundational concept from TPS Talks by TPS Triangle. We're exploring ideas that strengthen education, empower families, and, ultimately shape a better future for every single child. I am absolutely thrilled to welcome you to this cinematic explainer, where we're going to take a really close look at a critical global education concept. Think about it. Around the world, millions of teachers begin every single day with a beautifully simple yet deeply profound purpose. They just want to help children learn, grow, and discover their true potential. We see them out there, day in and day out, preparing classrooms, organizing books, and warmly welcoming students at school gates all across the globe. Okay, let's dive into this, because this right here is the fundamental question sitting at the very heart of education today. Can teachers do it alone? I mean, we expect so much from the people standing at the front of the classroom, right? We literally hand over the next generation and ask these individuals to mold them, educate them, and totally prepare them for a wildly complex world. That is an immense, heavy responsibility to place on the shoulders of just one profession. So to really understand the weight of this question, we first need to look at what we're actually asking our teachers to do every single day. Section 1. The extraordinary teacher. Now, what's really interesting about this is that before we even look at the challenges in education, we absolutely have to establish the undeniable value of our educators. Teachers do far, far more than just teach subjects like math, science, or history. They are quite literally in the business of human development. They're the ones building confidence in that shy student who's just terrified to raise their hand. They inspire curiosity through, messy science experiments and totally captivating stories. They encourage resilience, comforting kids after a tough disappointment and celebrating those really hard-won successes. Ultimately, they open doors to opportunity. For so many kids, a teacher becomes a lifelong mentor. Great teachers don't just shape minds, they shape character, and their influence reaches so far beyond the four walls of the classroom. Section 2. The reality of classrooms. So we kind of have to pivot here from the inspirational to the highly practical, because there's an urgent reality we've got to confront: the absolute limits of time. A child spends only a fraction of their waking hours inside a school building. We're talking roughly 15 to 20% of their waking time in a given year. That's it. When that final bell rings and students leave, the learning doesn't stop, but the environment completely changes. Some kids return to incredibly supportive homes, while others, they might be studying entirely alone. The vast majority of a child's time, that remaining 80% or so, is actually spent at home, within their families, hanging out with friends, and just out in the broader community. A child's day is simply too long, and human development is way too complex for all meaningful learning to happen exclusively sitting at a school desk. So, the crucial point is this core truth right here. Education is simply too important to depend on one person. No teacher, honestly, regardless of their years of experience, their deep passion, or their tireless dedication, can carry the entire responsibility for a child's development all by themselves. It's a breaking point. It is an impossible reality to expect one person to do it all, and yet, for way too long, that is exactly how we've structured our expectations. Section 3. Partnership changes everything. If the singular hero model is fundamentally flawed, what's the missing piece of the educational equation? Well, the answer is a true partnership, broken down into 3 distinct, powerful roles. And this brilliantly illustrates how it works. Step 1. Teachers provide the professional guidance, the curriculum, and that initial academic spark. Step 2. Parents provide the relentless encouragement, the home environment, and that rock-solid emotional foundation. And step 3, students actually step up to accept responsibility for their own learning, becoming active participants rather than just passive receivers. When you distribute the weight across these 3 pillars, it's a real game changer. Communication suddenly gets stronger, trust grows way deeper, the burden is completely lifted from a single hero, and challenges, they just become opportunities for the team to solve together.
Section 4. The TPS Triangle Vision.
This brings us to a really structured way to turn this beautiful idea of partnership into a global reality. It's called the Teacher, Parent, Student, or TPS Triangle. Picture this global framework uniting these 3 distinct partners with one shared purpose. On one side, you have the teacher. Over on the other side stand the parents. And right there at the center is the student, walking confidently toward the future. It takes collaboration from a loose, nice-to-have idea and transforms it into a structured, powerful alliance. It practically guarantees stronger relationships, which inevitably leads to a better education, which directly results in brighter futures for everyone. Section 5. A brighter shared future. When we adopt this framework, we aren't just changing a single school, we're literally shaping a global community. This is the incredibly inspiring reality we can build together. Because every single child deserves way more than just a classroom, they deserve a whole community that wraps around them. Every teacher deserves a supportive family on the other end of the phone, partnering with them. Every parent deserves a trusted school where they know for sure their child is safe and seen. And most importantly, every student deserves a team that truly believes in them. When we work together, teachers, parents, and students, we are literally shaping the future of humanity. This kind of shared community approach creates the exact environment where every single child can truly flourish. I want to pause right here for a second because this is the absolute core of our explainer today. The goal is not to ask teachers to do more. It is to ensure they are never expected to do it alone. Just think about that. When teachers, parents, and students really work together, education becomes vastly stronger for absolutely everyone involved.
Let's see how this builds into real-world action, because you can explore this global framework deeply for yourself. You can dive into the TPS Triangle book by visiting tpstriangle.com and join a massive, constantly growing community by following @TPS Triangle on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Seriously, there are incredible resources waiting out there to help you implement this exact structure in your very own community.
We started with a pretty simple question about whether teachers can do it alone, and we've seen clearly that they absolutely cannot. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. If education is simply too important for one person, are you ready to take your place in the triangle? Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or a student, you have a totally vital role to play. Together, we can build a better future for every child. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and honestly, I cannot wait to see how you step into your part of the partnership.